live. Day 15. Okay, that's some good facial expressions I got going on. Take off some of my layers. And think about what we want to cultivate today. There's so much I could say, but fortunately for you, I only have 15 minutes. So I'll have to save that for another post. Maybe I'll just start posting all the time. Just waiting here to see if anyone wants to join us live. And what else? It's Friday, if you're following along in real time. And if you're not, and day 15 is a different day of the week for you, then happy whatever day it is. Okay, so yesterday I found a piece of glitter on my forehead magically. Although interesting, I'm seeing a piece of glitter on the floor here. And I interpreted that as permission to sparkle. And today I am starting my day anchoring into the idea of having permission to cultivate joy, or permission to be happy, or permission to be joyful. I haven't really figured out the wording yet because it's still early. But it's this this theme that's kind of been bouncing through my life for a few years. And, you know, sometimes we don't, I don't know, I guess I should say it depends on however you were raised and whatever the programming is. But the idea is that basically for me, I shouldn't feel guilty about being joyful and working towards happiness and being happy and all those kinds of things. And so, but it's something that I struggle with because I feel like life is about working hard and sometimes it's challenging, and yes, all of that is true, but there's kind of something lost in all of that we can actually be thinking about wanting joy and happiness and moving towards that while we're doing all this other stuff. And there's a little guilt wrapped up in it for me. And guilt is never really a productive emotion to be experiencing. So in any event, thinking about cultivating joy and giving myself permission to do that. So we'll get started. Finding your seat. Connecting to your breath. Placing our hands on our heart center. And aligning with our intention for our practice. Nourishing my body, mind, and spirit is my priority. Nourishing my body, mind, and spirit is my priority. Breathing that in. Good. And we'll begin our breath. Arms up, or relaxed, your preference. Even inhales and exhales through the nose. Little spark of energy for our system. When we think about cultivating joy, sometimes it helps to put a smile on our face, so you can try that. Checking in on your body posture and relaxing the shoulders if the arms are up. Last minute, stay with it, see if you can do it. One breath at a time. Deep inhale, and interlace the hands above the head. Stretch, 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 stretch. Holding the breath in if you can. Sipping a little bit more breath in. And stretch, stretch, final stretch. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Just being with your breath here. Good. Moving into position for some spinal flexes. And just allowing the body to open up in its own time. Inhaling as you lift the head and drop the belly. Exhale, chin to chest, spine to the ceiling. Nice, smooth breaths, deep breaths into the whole body. Allowing the energy to start to move and distribute throughout your entire self. So, talking about cultivating joy today. Of course, this is my practice, and I'm kind of just inviting everyone, anyone who is inclined towards these ideas to join in, thinking about them. But it was I'm taking a course right now, and it's all about really the science of happiness. And so I thought I'd share something that I had learned yesterday, which I guess I knew in some way, but the way that the professor explained it was a little bit different, in that the our brains go into default mode when we're not focusing on a task. And so when our brain goes into that default mode, what it's actually doing is just thinking about random thoughts about the about the past or the future. And studies have shown that your happiness levels are very much affected when you are not in the present moment. And so allowing yourself to be in the present moment really helps to cultivate happiness. And one of the ways that we can stay in the present moment by practicing mindfulness. And an interesting thing about it is that when we practice mindfulness or meditation of focusing on something, it actually helps to turn off that default mode. And so we're really teaching our brains to stop going into that to the extent that it's possible. And so the more that we do that, the more that we're really setting our whole self up, our minds up for joy, for happiness. All right, twisting the torso, however it feels right for you, and big hip circles. Nice big opening of the hips, both directions. Good, coming back and curling the toes, lifting the hips up, down dog. Good. Walking your feet to your hands, inhaling up, exhaling heart center. Sun salutations, greeting the day with joy, with gratitude. Inhale up, exhale, fold forward. And if you're not greeting your day and you're at some other point in your day, you can still welcome it with gratitude. Good. Up to cobra, curling the toes. Down dog and walking feet to hands. Inhale up, exhale heart center. Number 2, inhale up, opening body. Exhale, fold forward. Hopping out to plank, lowering down, up to cobra, and back to down dog. Walking feet to hands, inhale up, exhale heart center. Last one at your own pace. Coming back to our seats when you're ready. And it just returned to me the phrase that I had woken up with, which is really an important difference to me. It's the permission to pursue happiness. So it really is part of our daily goal practice, if you have one, or intention practice. It's actually giving yourself permission to pursue happiness. And there's lots more that could be said about that. But we will come into our mindful practice. If you're able to really focus on something, it can help to better turn off that default network mode of the brain. And so that focus could be on your breath. It could be on a mantra or an affirmation, a positive phrase. It could be on one of our intentions. Nourishing my body, mind, and spirit is my priority. Or today's little special practice, I give myself permission to pursue happiness. Align with whatever feels right for you and just see if you can keep the mind there. It doesn't have to be forced necessarily. If something else comes into the mental activity, just notice it and bring it back. And closing our practice with some gratitude. Placing our hands on our heart center to connect with that energy of gratitude, breathing it in. Feeling grateful for showing up for yourself today. Releasing the breath and just allowing that gratitude to move throughout your entire self. Acknowledging showing up for yourself. Showing up to nourish your body, mind, and spirit. And playing with that idea of spirit today by giving yourself permission to pursue happiness. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining. Good work. Tomorrow is day 16. And I'll see you then. Have a great day.